Hey, what's up, guys? How you doing? This is Eric here for Faster Humans. So, jumping into the live broadcast here on the podcast, and I'm gonna be jumping into Facebook. So, like I said, I was jumping in a little bit just lately. Had a technical difficulties with my live broadcast on Facebook. So we are on right now. So just in case if you have any questions, don't hesitate to ask. Try to figure it out how to do this whole thing with Zoom media and be able to have a different background on the background. So if you're looking at my background, my apologies, but this is where I am right now. This is what I can do. So for anyone who is jumping into live broadcast, so a lot of questions in regards to schedule, a lot of questions in regards to how I break my fast and how you break your fast, since I've been doing intermittent fasting for probably almost about 3 years and so on and so forth. So for anyone who is trying to trying to get back into shape, anyone who's trying to get back into get into a healthy lifestyle, for anyone who's trying to have a healthy mindset in regards of your goals and whatever the case may be. So for anyone out there that is interested in figuring it out how to deal with this situation in regards to schedules, it's very simple. I think that the more I have come to practice, sometimes the more I have come to learn to utilize these particular protocols to my advantage, is because mainly you're gonna start listening to your body more than anything. You mainly are going to try to figure it out, what works for you, what doesn't work for you, what time is best for you to get your workouts, and what time you should break your fast. So let's start from the beginning, and this is just the overall have an idea in regards of for anyone, for example, so just let's say, for example, brand new, you haven't worked out in years, and you want to start working out. Definitely, one of the things I say, take action. And by taking action, meaning is go for a walk, go running, go, try to do something that is going to be in the long term beneficial. My situation, for example, before I was introduced into intermittent fasting or fasting, my thing was work out hard, eat 5 to 6 meals per day, but your body is going to adapt to that particular sort of protocol of where you eat 5 to 6 meals per day. So if you're struggling to lose weight, you feel like you're going on this yo-yo diet, right? So you lose the weight, you're gaining the weight, and you're losing the weight, you're gaining the weight. So you're trying to figure it out if that is actually working for you. And so for a lot of people that are for beginners or anyone who is overall trying to figure out why is it that you're gaining weight. Maybe you lost the first 10-15 pounds in the first month, and then you're trying to figure out why you're not losing no more weight. It's because your body has plateaued. Just like your workouts, you need to change the workouts, because then you're challenging the body in a different angle, different way. So it comes down to your schedule. When it comes down to schedule, I mainly focus on what is the most important things you need to do in the morning for yourself. What is the most important things that you have to get it out of the way in order to be able to be in a better spot as far as what the case may be. I think so for anyone who is trying to lose weight. So, as a parent, I do the first things is take my son to school, come back, get my other son ready to take him to the other school. And so it doesn't give me any time, and I need a chance to even thinking about eating, and that's not something I think about anymore, because I used to go into these sort of be able to think that breakfast is the most important thing, and the most important meal of the day, which is not anymore. I don't think for anyone, especially for anyone over the age of 18 and over, I would suggest that breakfast is about breaking your fast is the most important time. of the day for you to break it. But as far as being the most important, is not. At my age, I looked at breakfast as a way of say, well, if you're hungry, go for it. Go ahead and eat. But if you're not, don't force yourself to eat something that you're just not going to. It's not going to be pleasant. You're going to start spiking your insulin the first thing in the morning. So for people that are, working in a very hectic schedule, you have a crazy schedule, you're stressing out. You're stressing out just to get to work. You're stressing out just to be in the kids' school. You're stressing out to go to the grocery store. You're stressing out for every single little thing that you do at the beginning of your day. Stress is good. That's the stress you can definitely have is actually, working out and exercise. But then it comes down to a point where you're not getting any benefit when you start gaining weight. And I noticed that, in 2017, when I was explaining to a lot of people, they're like, look, man, I freaking decided to start eating, those 5 to 6 meals per day, everything because I want to be, I want to build muscle, I want to grow strong, and all these things that, that came along with, building muscle and, grow and, staying fit. And so it came to me to understand that my schedule was crazy. It was crazy because I will be working like 6 days a week. I will be eating 5 to 6 meals per day. I will definitely make sure that I was eating breakfast somewhere around between 7 to 8 o'clock in the morning, and then move on with a snack later on around before maybe 10, 11, and then move on for lunchtime between 12, 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock, and then again on a snack, and then again another meal. And it was just a constant, non-stop freaking eating. And so for me, eventually took a toll. It took a toll on my digestion system, my energy. I was feeling lethargic, tired. I was just trying to figure out what in the world is going on with me. And so as I'm sharing this to you guys, because I'm part of a company that I promote as far as exercise. As far as exercise, I promote exercise because I think exercise is a great way, to get you to make changes on your old habits and bring new habits in your lifestyle. So when I train these programs, I was never, and believe me, at the beginning, yes, I was all into the whole nutrition plan. I followed the nutrition plan to the T. It helped me out lose the weight, but I got stuck. I was just not seeing much more because I was eating those 5 to 6 per day. So think about it, now that makes a lot of sense to me. I'm spiking my insulin every minute of the minute, spiking my insulin on a constant basis because I was eating breakfast, snacks, lunch, snacks. And so I was not giving my body a break to do what it's supposed to do. So the thing that your body is supposed to do is to be self-efficient. And that being self-efficient, be much more effective through the day is not by having that particular meal, which is your breakfast. Because no matter whether it's carbs, protein, or essential fats, it will crash your body later on because you have adjusted your body to be able to have another meal afterwards within 2-3 hours of that particular meal. And I don't call it snacks anymore because to be honest with you, anything that you digest is a meal. Anything that you decide to put in your mouth is a meal. I mean, as far as, when it comes down to, trying to get something to have that energy you need. Because at the end of the day, once again, food is energy, food is life, and it's necessary for us. But when it comes down to make sure that your schedule is efficiently good for you as far as Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, you go into this roller coaster of the schedule that you got to put together as far as work, your business, the lifestyle you have. So you have all this craziness going on every single day. And so I mainly think that, when it comes down to these things, you're going to find yourself, overstressing yourself about something that you necessarily don't need. I have spoke to, several, nutritionists, several people that have gone through they're going through that keto diet. Several people that have done, tons of people that have been doing intermittent fasting. And the one thing they say is, my energy is, I feel my whole energy is completely different than what it was when I was eating 5 to 6 meals per day. And and at the end of the day, I'm like, wow, it is interesting that, it is making a change. It's making a huge change on their life. Because, believe me, I didn't think that, eating 5 to 6 meals was the best thing in the world. But at the end of the day, I never questioned it. We never kind of questioned the whole, hey, do you think that, me eating 5 to 6 meals is a great thing? I mean, on the whole medical side of what nutrition is for, when you go to a doctor, they say, yes, you gotta eat, you gotta kick in your metabolism. And so, I never bothered question that. I never bothered question, are you sure that, am I supposed to be eating 5 to 6 meals? I'm not sure. I'm not so crazy about eating breakfast every morning, but, you never bother question and saying, well, listen, look, I'm not so crazy about having all these meals right from the beginning of the day. I'm just trying to figure it out, what is going to work for me, how it's going to work for me, and eventually, trying to make the most out of it. So let's get down to the schedule. Let's get down to that schedule that you've been thinking about. So how does your schedule look like? That all depends mainly on you. I don't know if you work overnight shift. I don't know if you work a 9 to 5 job. I don't know if you work from the afternoon to nighttime. That all depends. One of the things that I tell a lot of people is the fact that you can conquer the first 8 hours of your day by not having any particular foods at the beginning of your day. You're golden. Because one of the things, hey, Bossy Babe 237, thank you for joining the live broadcast. Bossy Baby 237, this is from New York. New York's in the house. How you doing? Thank you for joining the live broadcast. So yes, so we here, Facebook, Instagram. So talking about your schedule, talking about the importance of how is it going to manage to whether you're working out or not working out. But at the end of the day, I think it's important that you get some activity going for yourself, right? Maybe 10, 15, 20 minutes of your day. Try to find that exercise that works for you. But one thing that I say to a lot of people is like, listen, don't go crazy. Should I be eating something as soon as I finish working out? To my personal opinion and to what I have gone through as far as intermittent fasting, as far as OMAD, as far as 72 hours, not necessarily, no. You don't need to, you can have a black coffee, you can have a green tea, you can have a mineral water. You don't have to be thinking about it. But mainly, one of the things that I tell a lot of people is like, look, man, within those 8 hours, you got a bunch of stuff going on. Your business, work, paperwork, things, school thing, that, blah. And there's so many things that's happening, right there in front of your face. But then you don't realize that, hey, I should be eating, snacks, a protein bar, and this and that. My thing is, don't stress yourself out about food at the beginning of your day. My suggestion is, if you're doing a protocol at 16A, if you're good to eat between 12 and 8, eat between 12 and 8. If you're good to eat between 1 and 7, 1 and 9, so do so. But if you can make it shorter, whether it is 6 hours, 5 hours, 4 hours, you're golden still. One of the things that I tell people that hit plateau, especially plateau, is the fact that when you hit that plateau phase, is that you need to challenge the body. Maybe you did 30 days of intermittent fasting and then you're stuck, right? Hey, Rossi Star 30, thank you for joining. Rossi Star 30 from Instagram is here live with us on the podcast. Thank you for joining, Rossi Star 30. Thank you so much for joining. And if you have any questions, please don't hesitate to ask any questions, because that's what I'm here. I'm here to be able to answer some questions in regards to intermittent fasting, OMAD, exercise, blah, blah, blah. So we're going to talk about it. We're talking about schedule. So how is it your schedule making a huge difference right now for yourselves? Maybe you're not working, but you still have a schedule because you got to do what you think for your kids. Maybe you have a crazy schedule where maybe you're thinking about doing some specific things with your friends, but you have a schedule that you have to fit in through your day. Because I know for me personally, I love to get my at least 7 to 8 hours of sleep every night. So that's my goal. Like my goal is to be able to get that 7 to 8 hours of sleep. And I know I'm fresh, I'm coming back, I'm coming strong with the workouts. I know I'm getting the best workout possible. As far as my workout entails, try to get it out of the way within an hour. That all depends. Every workout that I've been doing so far is being a little intense, very, very extended. I try not to, but I just wanted to clarify to a lot of people that your schedule is yours. And so that is going to manage, that is going to take you to the next level to where you're trying to get to your fitness goals, because a lot of people get stuck. And when they get stuck, they're like, oh my God, I hit plateau, this doesn't work. What type of diet are you following daily? So here it is. For this is 2017, I haven't changed much of my diet, to be honest with you. What I have been able to do a lot, because I like to be in control. And this is one of the things I tell a lot of people, you want to be in control. And this is one of the things that I notice when people are in control of their nutrition intake is good, because maybe you do keto, right? You're not putting too much carbohydrates. You're not restraining so much. I always say, delay, don't deny. And this is a book, just by the way, in case you didn't know. Delay, don't deny yourself to where you want to get to as far as your nutrition intake. Because one of the things, there's going to be a day when you want to have that pizza. There's going to be a day when you want to have that slice of bread. There's going to be, but you already know you got to be careful with kind of specific carbohydrates, because when you are adapting, your body's being adapted towards your protocol or your whatever protocol you're following as far as intermittent fasting or fasting, OMAD, or your window of eating. You're going to be super careful now more than ever, because you don't want to spike your insulin so high because you have tons of carbohydrates. But when it comes down to nutrition intake, I do not restrain myself, right? I'm pretty sure you guys seen my pictures. I do have a sandwich here and there. I do have steaks, fish, vegetables, soups. I have a lot of international foods that I like to, kind of sort of like try it out in specific things. But that hasn't changed much of my physical look as far as, my goals, right? Probably if I was a little more strict about it, I think I would be like completely ripped, right? But not necessarily. I mean, look, I feel amazing. I feel fantastic because I'm not sustained to a particular protocol as far as diets, as far as, you gotta eat this portion control and portion control this and portion control that. I don't do that. I try to listen to my body as far as my satiety. If I feel full, that's it. I'm done. If I feel that meal at 2 p.m. and that meal at 6 p.m. is enough for me, it's good for me. Sometimes I will eat from 5 to 6 and I'm good for the day. I'm done. And sometimes people say to me, aren't you scared to lose muscle mass? No, because muscle mass is mainly because since your body's so very self-efficient, your body will never drop any muscle mass whatsoever. You're gonna actually build lean muscle because you are challenging the body from the inside out, because you have your particular protocol that you follow, whether it could be the 16-8, maybe the 18-6, or whatever protocol you follow that works for you. I do once a month, I do 72-hour fasting, and I keep it regular. I keep my workouts regular. I try to make sometimes intense, not so intense at the end of my fasting. But what I try to do is just try to keep it simple. I'm not going crazy about it. If I do 24 hours of fasting, 24 hours of fasting. If I do 32 hours, fantastic. I'm not beating myself up, in order to get to the particular goal that I'm trying to get to. But you got to remember, these things in regards of as far as a diet, a particular nutrition intake that it's going to sustain your weight loss. It hasn't happened. I had tried portion control. I had tried vegan. I had tried, I had tried all different things. I'm not saying they're bad. I'm not saying they're, necessarily they're sustainable. I like to feel that as I'm more in control as far as, hey, I can have this. I want to have a cheesecake. I want to have a chocolate cake. So, but I don't deprive myself. Like I know I'm gonna have some slice of pizza if I want to have some pizza, or if I want to have some pasta, I want to have some pasta. I'm not necessarily, but I'm now more than ever a little more careful as far as my carbohydrate intake, as far as maybe my sensitivity, as far as specific foods that I shouldn't be eating. So I'm more slightly careful now more than ever. Hopefully I answered your question as far as my diet, as far as not following a particular nutrition intake for anyone who who follows me here on Instagram or Facebook. But the most important thing you got to remember is that is when your schedule is set, you kind of be able to kind of go with the flow, because once again, takes 30 days to change a habit. I thought it was 21 days, but it's 30 days. But 30 days to see the changes, 30 days for you to start making the switch for a little extended fasting, 30 days to maybe change your portions of the food, amount of food. You kind of listen to your body, are you fulfilled with the first meal that you have? Not so satisfied yet, but maybe you want to have a second meal before your bedtime. And one of the things I recommend a lot of people is try not to eat super late. One thing I learned the hard way, not to eat late, because you don't want your digestive system working while you're sleeping, and you'll be like waking up in the middle of the night, and that's the last thing you want to do. Waking up in the middle of the night while you're sleeping. And so I learned, try not to eat super late. I try not to, try not past 7 o'clock or 8 o'clock, because one thing you need to listen to, and one thing that you cannot be, is your circadian rhythm. Your circadian rhythm is your natural clock is dropping that melatonin that you need in order to put you to rest. So, but when you have food in your stomach, it's still digesting, when it's going to take about an hour, 2 hours, and your system is going to keep you awake, and that's the last thing you want to do. Hopefully, Rossi Star 30. I hope I answered your question. Rossi Star 30. Okay, so for me, I used to eat 5 to 6 meals per day. Now, that's the mentality I used to have, right? I used to have like the mentality of bodybuilder type of thing. I need to get those 5 to 6 meals per day. But in reality, I didn't need those. Now I go from 1 meal to 2 meals. That all depends. If that 1 meal is fulfilling, I'm done. Like yesterday, for example, I had a meal somewhere around 2:30, and I was supposed to make something for the day, but then I decided to have a shake, and I call it a day, and I'm fine. I'm good. So so it could be between 1 big meal to 2 meals. So it all depends on the day. It's necessarily I have to have 2 meals every single day. No. It can be 2 meals within like the 2-hour window, 3-hour window of my window of eating, or it could be just one big meal on that one particular 1 hour window of eating. I try to hydrate and try to make sure that I'm eating some fruits, some vegetables, a mix of little different things that I can have, and be able to listen to my satiety hormone, which it tells you enough is enough. I mean, how much steak can you possibly have in 1 hour? This is what I tell a lot of people. So I know you need protein, but how much possibly can you have of a steak in your body? You're gonna feel like you're gonna feel like you're gonna puke the steak, so much of it, So, but everybody's a little different. I've seen people that eat 3 meals within their 4 to 5 hour window. They have 3 meals, boom, 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 boom. Kind of spread it out a little bit, but more than anything, it's just that the overall benefits. One of the things that I notice a lot for people that do eat 2-3 meals or 2 meals just within the 2-hour, 3-hour window, is that they look more leaner, more defined. Especially if you live an all-night lifestyle, you gotta give and take. It's when it comes down to your protocol. You gotta kind of sort of figure it out. This is working for me, or is it not working for me? Is it part of my schedule? Is it work with my family? You gotta look at different ways to be able to kind of sort of filter in your lifestyle. So I don't know if you go out on the weekends The weekends could be a day where you definitely want to be with the family. You're probably going to eat more than just 3 meals, so that all depends. And when it comes down to schedules, everybody's schedule is a little crazy. I had a friend of mine who lives in California. He says he has an overnight shift job. Now, that is tough. That is hard. And the reason why I say this is because I'm like, man, if you work all night long, I'm pretty sure you're eating some specific things overnight. He's like, yeah, I'm eating at nighttime and I shouldn't be doing that. And so we come up with a plan where he had his last meal somewhere around like 6 p.m., 6 p.m. in the afternoon. And he was not going to eat anything until he got home, be able to rest his body, sleep for, whatever how many hours he could possibly sleep. Because, when you're working overnight shift, nighttime job, it's difficult because then you have to have your room pitch black as far as when you want to go to sleep, because you're trying to get back your energy. And when you're sleeping, you're trying to get those energies back by you getting the rest that you need. So, everybody's a little different when it comes down to how many meals, as far as your protocol. So, for the 16A, you are a little more flexible when it comes down to, your protocol, because you have 8 hours to be able to fit in whatever meals you want to have. You can have up to 4 meals if you want on the protocol of the 16A. So when it comes down to these kind of little things that mix and match, it's going to help you out. You always look at it at the long-term possibilities that is going to help you out because of the benefits. Your skin color, you're more radiant, you're more energetic. You're not feeling lethargic. You're not feeling you're not like you aging. You're not. There's so many things. It's just a lot of things. Obviously you lose weight. You have so many things that are just coming along so good. But one of the things that I explain to a lot of people is like switching it is going to be the best thing for you, because you getting stuck on that 16A for 30 days, maybe 60 days, and you're not seeing results, then you're beating yourself up why it's not working, because you haven't switched it up. And if you read the book, I think it's Fast Feast Repeat, and that is an awesome book that I recommend. Fast Feast Repeat. Check it out on Audibles, and she kind of explains a little more in detail. She's from the Delay, Don't Deny book. I like her book. I definitely had listened to her twice already. And so, because she's just a regular person, a person that loves, eating, loves to, like she's sharing her journey as far as how is it that, she went from being obese and going through all these diets, then when I help her out through start doing fasting and, managing a way to be able to live a healthy lifestyle by just, delaying the stuff that you want and don't deny herself for the stuff she wants. And I think it was a great book as far as, listening to for a brand new person who is like interested in doing intermittent fasting. I recommend it. So Rosie, I hope I answered that question as far as, how many meals can you have. Everybody's a little different than others, and, I noticed quite a few people that, they tend to eat more carbs than others, and that all depends on the lifestyle activity. I tend to eat a little bit more carbs necessarily when I'm going for heavy days, especially when I know I'm going to work out, because I'm going to need that energy. And so, once again, and that all depends on what you're trying to get to out of your lifestyle, out of your fitness goals, Real with Haida. Thank you for joining Real with Haida. How you doing today? Thank you for joining the live broadcast. So if you have any questions, please don't hesitate to ask the questions. I'm here to be able to answer some of the questions. Thank you. So let's share that question with the audience. It's going to be on the podcast, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Spotify, just to let you know, guys. I love to be able to share these questions with the audience, because I think I don't like to separate. I like to just make it a one-shot thing and be able to kind of sort of like go along with, be able to kind of find you on Facebook, Instagram, and so they might have a question for you, because I have quite a few people that have gone to the show and have the questions. Yes. In 2010, right? In 2000, I haven't posted my picture. I'm gonna post my picture so that way you can see my before picture. So in 2010, after my son was born, I was 220 pounds. After my son was born, so that was somewhere around March, right? He was born, and I was overweight, 220 pounds. I was like, I couldn't look at myself in the mirror anymore because that was my heaviest, I will think, ever, 220 pounds. And so I thought, I was like, man, how am I gonna get out of this? So, I saw an infomercial on TV, right? I was watching the infomercials, and I saw the Insanity program and the Insanity workout program, and what I saw was an intense workout, like intense, crazy. Who in the world wants to do kind of workout, right? But then I remember, I used to play soccer in high school, and I kind of have those kind of drills when I used to practice. But reality came very quick when I did the first workout, right? And so, yes, I mean, you'll be surprised. Like you can meet a lot of people that have gone through the whole kind of sort of phase of it's watching the infomercial and kind of say like, if they can do it, I can do it too. But then you hit the wall when you see that you do the fit test and you're gasping for air. It was not just me. Me and my wife my wife was gasping for air too. And the funniest thing about it was that I was like, it was a challenge. It was a challenge that I was like, I want to get this program. 60 days. You got 60 days. And you got 60 days to do this program. I committed myself to do it. I just went for it. And one of the things is, if I would have known about fasting, we Insanity, probably I would have gone way far, right? But, we follow a guideline based upon a hierarchy of people that say, well, you're supposed to be eating 5 to 6 meals per day. But it's not scientifically proven that that's actually works for us. It is not. And so when I was eating 5 to 6 meals per day on a constant basis, I thought, I was just doing what I was told by a book, by a program, and so. I tell you this much: you cannot deny the workout. The workout is going to be harder whether you do intermittent fasting. Oh man, no matter all the protocol you do, it's going to be hard. What I didn't understand as far as my physical, biological, I didn't understand why am I gaining weight after losing so much weight. Like I was gaining, losing. So I was in this yo-yo kind of sort of diet. I was like scared to eat calories. I don't want to be scared eating calories because my body doesn't count calories. My body eats food and it gets fuel. Your body gets fuel. So to make this short, the story a little shorter, when I did Insanity, I ate a lot of good fruits and vegetables. I eat, that's necessary because you need to eat some good food at the end of the day. Plain and simple, you have to eat good food. Get your steak, get your chicken, get your fish, get healthy whole foods. That's the bottom line. Even if you do intermittent fasting, or no matter what you're doing, you got to start trying to make sure that you're eating clean much more than in the previously. So I know it's not going to be easy route. It's not going to be easy. I changed my schedule. I was working out as soon as I wake up, 5 o'clock in the morning, by 5:30. I know I was ready to start sweating, working out, going just crazy on the living room. But I did it because I know my health was my greatest wealth. Just to put it plain and simple, I just knew that I needed to do something about it because at the end of the day, I was like, man, I need to take care of myself. My life depends on, and that's what I did. I jumped into the whole, workout at home because I was not working. I was taking care of my son, and 220 pounds later, I'll see if I can share with you guys the picture. I'm going to share a picture on Instagram. Let's see if I can be able to share a picture. See me? All right. So let me see if I can be able to share the picture. You have any questions, please don't hesitate. And I'm going to share this picture on Instagram for the people, the audience on Instagram. I'm trying to figure out what is the best way to share the picture quickly so that way you guys can see it. Let me see if I can be able to share a picture, guys. I truly want you guys to see the before picture. And so one of the things I said to, oh, you know what? I have a better picture. Give me 1 second, guys. All right. I was looking at my phone, right? But I'd rather show you a picture that I have saved on my wall. So I'm going to show you this picture right here. You see that picture? I was 220 pounds. That was the heaviest I've ever been, right? 220 pounds. And I know, right? That's me, 220 pounds. I'm going to show here on Facebook, 220 pounds. If you're able to see the picture, hopefully you'll be able to see the picture, right? That's me, 220 pounds. I'm going to put it a little closer. Can you guys see? I just want to make sure you guys see it. That's me, 220 pounds. That's me, 220 pounds. All right, so for people on Instagram, now people on Facebook, that's my before picture, 220 pounds. I think I shared before. And I've been doing this since 2010. Since 2010, I decided, I had enough from feeling, okay, so you saw the picture, right? So if you haven't seen, I'm going to put it together for Instagram. I would say this is one of my leanest I ever be in now that I'm 44. When I started, I was 34 years old. Now I'm 44, so you're going to progress. You're going to progress as far as, your goals, what you're trying to do. And so, and I tell a lot of people, look, you don't know where you're going to be a year from now, 2 years from now, if you truly want to, make those changes, because I know that, you're trying to get to your goals and whatever goals you're trying to get to, right? So I'm gonna put it together so you guys can see together the before and after on Instagram later. And this is one of the reasons, I do the podcast and I do the live broadcast, because I utilize it for YouTube and I utilize it for Facebook. Because we all have a crazy schedule. Like, you can, like right now, I have probably another 10 more minutes here, and I need to move on and try and figure out what's going to be next. But one of the things that, when I talk about schedules, everybody's schedule is different. Whether you have a kids, you have a business, and you have all these things. The last thing in your mind, obviously, or the last thing you should be thinking about the first few hours of the day until like after 12 o'clock should be food. Spiking your insulin in a constant basis can be very harmful to your health, especially if you are overweight and you're trying to lose the weight and you're trying to figure it out if what is the best option for you, as you have to work your way there. I do 72-hour fasting for the first month. No, it wasn't just fasting. I think that the one thing that you get the most out of, because you lose weight when you're fasting, it's not just the fasting part, because what you do when you working out, you're in a faster state. So you're challenging the body in a different level now. Because when you don't have no food, maybe you have water, black coffee, green tea, whatever the case may be, you have at the beginning of your day, right? What you really are doing is what is called autophagy, and getting your body into ketosis a little faster and helping the body burn fat a little much more and more efficiently than if you were not working out. Because fasting will help you burn fat, right? Because you're gonna enter to a different phases of metabolic switch that goes into your body. So you go you go into ketosis, then you hit autophagy, you hit heavy ketosis, and so all these phases that you go through, your body goes through, is because you're either following a particular protocol, like 16A protocol. I've seen a lot of amazing results from people that have been following a 16A protocol because they are losing the weight. But what enhances that, losing weight, is the exercise. You're hitting that autophagy, the renewing the cell of the cell in your body is being renewed from the inside out. It goes into very, very deep into those cells that it helps the body be challenged and helps the body be more self-efficient. But think about it. When you eat that first meal of the day, you spiking your insulin, right? And what's happening, it stops the process of burning fat. So when you break your fast, you're stopping the process of burning fat. So when you go to sleep, your body's fasting. Your body is burning all that excess amount of calories you have. And that's why I say don't eat super late, because that's going to be unhealthy for you in the long term. But on those 8 hours of sleep, your body's burning all those excess amount of calories. When your body wakes up, I don't track calories at all. I stopped doing that because one of the things that our bodies don't do is our bodies don't count calories. It was hard for me because I'm a trainer, I'm a fitness instructor, and when I explain that to people, I'll be like, it's almost like a slap in the face, kind of telling, listen, you're not supposed to be counting calories. I mean, if you want to count calories, up to you, but can you have coffee? We half and half while you're fasting? No, you can't. I sucks. I know it sucks. It sucks, but I tell you what you need to understand about having that half and half on that 1 teaspoon of sugar, probably you'll be like, Eric, no. Was hard for me because I was like, oh my God, I want to have some cream in my coffee. and I wanted to beat out around the bush and say that I was fasting. A clean fast is water, a choice of black coffee if you need to, a choice of green tea, or mineral water. Now, why is happening, no sugar, baby. No sugar, I know. I know that sucks. But I'll tell you this much. The benefits that you're going to get out of it are amazing. Because you want to challenge your body. Maybe you might not ready to work out right now. Maybe you're like, I don't need to work out right now. But guess what? You can challenge your body from the inside out by having that 16A protocol. Mainly 8 hours of your day is already gone because you slept through the night, And then you move on to those 8 hours where you're not having anything whatsoever but water, black coffee, and green tea. And the reason why, I had a hard time, putting sugar into my drink, any kind of sugars will spike your insulin. You can ask, if you Google it, and it will tell you, it will spike your insulin. So that stops the process of burning fat in your body. So you're not being self-efficient, just sabotaging the process of you trying to lose weight. You're sabotaging yourself to look leaner. You're sabotaging yourself to look much more defined. So when it comes down to calories in, calories out, you're counting calories. That's fantastic, but have you listened to your satiety hormone, which says enough is enough, and are you listening to or understanding that process? What happens when you eat, or what happens when you're digesting all this food? So that's one of the things I started asking questions, and I started listening. I started digging into the whole information about fasting, intermittent fasting. Because the longest prolonged fast that I do has been 92 hours of fasting, right? That's almost like 4 days of not eating. But I knew about the benefits. It sounds crazy, but that was just, because I wanted to challenge the body in a long term, sort of, I want to get benefits out of it. But what I can tell you this much, yes, it sucks not having that, but you can break your fast with a coffee and cream. When you break your fast, you can have that. But while you're fasting, you shouldn't be putting any cream, no sugars whatsoever to your drink. And the reason being is because it does an injustice to what you're trying to get to. So a lot of the nutritionists, so-called nutritionists, doctors, and so on and so forth, they have put us thinking that breakfast is the most important meal of the day. No, it's the time that you eat is the most important. Is the most important time of your day to be able to sit down, relax, and enjoy your meal, and not be thinking about anything else but that particular meal that you're having. I break my fast as soon as I drink coffee. You appreciate it more. Well, of course, I mean, this is how I do for my day, right? Just give you an example. In the morning, I wake up, I have some water. Then I have a shot of apple cider vinegar. Apple cider vinegar is acidic drink. It doesn't break your fast. And then continue drinking water. And then I will have a black coffee. That should get to keep my day started, right? What's up, Joey Gaines? Thank you for joining the live broadcast here of Fasted Human. We are live on Instagram and we are on Facebook. So if you have any questions, please don't hesitate. And I'm here to be able to answer some questions. So, right, this is my day. And so I know I'm going to work out. I'm gonna go crazy. I'm going to do whatever needs to be done in that particular 1 hour on my training. How you doing, brother? Hopefully you're having an amazing day. If you have any questions, please don't hesitate. If you're seeing the videos of my workouts, you don't have any questions, I'm happy to answer. So, and I know, and a lot of people say, well, what's the point of drinking coffee, right? But the bottom line is that there's specific polyphenols. There's a specific polyphenols that is within the coffee and the green tea and specific things that helps the body to utilize that while you're fasting. But if you push sugar, it destroys all that benefit. And same thing with the green tea, right? But when you break your fast, when it's maybe like 1 o'clock or maybe 12 o'clock, right? Maybe you want to have your window of eating between 12 and 6 p.m. or maybe between 12 or 8 p.m. and you have those whatever meals you want to have. Then have a cup of coffee, whether you're cream, whatever, or keto coffee, whatever the case maybe they want. But while you're fasting, there should be no sugars. Sugars, any kinds of sugar, stevia, agave sugar, you name it, it will spike your insulin. If they tell you, 50 calories will not break your fast, lies. I learned the hard way, it will break your fast. It's just that you're spiking, you're creating a simulation on your system that's telling the system that you're ready to eat. When is best to work out? Cardio, weights, both. Now, when is the best time? I mean, if you want to be able to get it done in the morning, get it done in the morning. I say cardio because you still got to work your cardiovascular system. I normally use jump ropes to simulate kind of sort of like running. I do jump ropes for about 5 sets of 1 minute to 2 minutes of jump ropes for 5 sets. Weight training is a must because it challenges the body to be super efficient and utilize muscle groups like your back, legs. Today, for example, was leg day workout. Probably you're gonna see it on Instagram. You'll see it in the story. But when you challenge the body with this cardio weight training, I suggest go for weight training, cardio, assimilate cardio. 10 minutes of cardio. Maybe go running for about 10, 15 minutes. And then come back and just start, adding on more. Yes, it takes a little time though, because you got to listen to your body. Because a lot of people, they feel a little bit dizzy because they haven't had anything. But you got to remember, you have food from the day before. It's just that you have a hormone. When you're gaining weight, you have a hormonal imbalance, right? You're so used to eating that breakfast in the morning. I want to have my coffee with cream, and I want to have my bagel, and I want to have my latte, all these little things that most people want to have. So you kind of adjusted your body to that system. Think about it. You have adjusted, so your brain and what is called the hunger wave comes along on the same time. If you've been eating breakfast at 7 o'clock in the morning, the hunger wave comes around at that time. If you've been eating at 10, the hunger wave comes out at 10. So you being adapted your body to do the same thing every single day, but without thinking that it's going to affect your body. It's being affecting your body. Exactly. You get that mental clarity. You get the idea of being self-efficient. Now think about it. Thousands of years ago, we used to be hunters. We didn't have food for weeks. And so we live in a society that is food is everywhere. Like you go to the corner, there's a Dunkin' Donuts. Don't worry about it, there's food in there. And then there is a Publix, and there is a supermarket here within like less than 5 miles of Medellin. You know, there's other things out there that is just an overall things that we have put ourselves to be so comfortable. We have made ourselves uncomfortable. When you get uncomfortable, it's when you challenge the body. And so we are so comfortable. We get so comfortable very quick because I know I'm gonna get that, cheesecake, chocolate cake because the store is over there, and I know I'm gonna get it. But at the end of the day, it doesn't help you if if you want to be self-efficient, you want to get to your goals, then understand that when it comes down to nutrition, you're gonna assimilate those foods. Your body's gonna need nutrients. Your body's gonna tell you, when it's lethargic, tired, you feel bloated. Your body's going to tell you. I mean, I'm 44. I was 41 when I started doing intermittent fasting. So I started noticing a lot of changes of me being lethargic, tired at work. And I was 1 o'clock in the afternoon. I was wanting to go to sleep. And so, those type of things that I'm sharing with you guys is that hopefully can be able to give you a little more guidance as far as your training, as far as your schedule. Go to sleep early, try to get some sleep, 7 to 8 hours. I mean, there's no one in this world who's gonna tell me I want wrinkles in my face, right? No one wants that. I don't want that. I'm trying, trying to keep other wrinkles away. So that's what one of the things I'm trying to, trying to make sure that I do it because I know the benefits out of it, that there's tons of it. But then at the same time, there's a lot of the dark side of intermittent fasting. There's a lot of things that you should know about it too. And so I'm gonna talk about today was about schedule. Tomorrow, I'm gonna talk about the dark side of fasting. So thank you so much, guys. It's going to be available on, once again, Google Podcasts, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and Anchor.fm. Thank you, Anchor.fm, for actually promoting my podcast, and love to be able to you guys to join us. And so don't forget to tag me and to hashtag me FastingHuman, and be able to connect with me on Instagram, Facebook. Listen, any question, even if you think I think it's great because I learn from you guys, and at the same time, we learn from each other, because I think tomorrow, 12 p.m. tomorrow, I'm gonna be going live, so that way we can be able to talk about the dark side of fasting. So, if I'll be going live tomorrow, 12 p.m. So don't hesitate to message me, and if you have any questions, I can be able to put the questions for tomorrow. Any questions, please don't hesitate. We're gonna talk about a lot of good stuff. I'm gonna start inviting people. Who should I invite? But I have quite a few people that I already talked to, so that we're gonna be able to bring them, tomorrow, 12 p.m. Eastern time. Don't hesitate to join us tomorrow. Thank you so much. Love you guys. Have a blessed day. Bye-bye.